Warning. The Intercontinental Committee on Podcasting warns that listening to the Get the Fluff Out podcast may induce euphoric feelings of nostalgia, which may lead to complete and total ratitude.
The show starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Get the fluff out.
Welcome to Get the Fluff Out. I'm Hollywood, along with your co-host, Dirty Jim. And thanks for joining us on our rockin' journey through the decades in our quest for the musical Holy Grail, creating the ultimate Gen X rockin' mixtape playlist. On each episode, we'll choose which songs from an album review that will make the cut to appear on the playlist. It's time to experience the soundtrack of our lives. All right, Dirt. We are here back in the studio. Well, I'm in the studio. You're still in your closet.
That's a fact, Hollywood.
Hey, say hi to Frank.
Hi, Frank. Hey, you and Frank live in the same area out there?
Yeah, Frank and I, we live in the same area. You guys, just so you know, the listeners out there, Frank is our new producer engineer. He's behind the scenes. He's behind the glass booth and everything. But yeah, Frank lives in the area. Every now and then we talk about stuff behind the scenes and the show and technical stuff like that. But yeah, Frank is here. He doesn't communicate often with you, obviously. I
thank my lucky stars for that.
For various reasons.
I got to tell you, just talking with you is enough.
Yeah.
So the two of you out there, you guys both representing the 818?
Yeah, well, actually, I am 323. But
would you still be, if you had a home phone, would it be the 818?
Let's see. Now it would be, since I moved to the Valley. I'm actually in North Hollywood in the last 6 years, but I actually lived in Hollywood proper, the Hollywood area, for over 25 years, and that was 323. So
Hollywood and Frank representing the 818. We should move on.
Dude, I heard that Bike Week is going down in Florida. What's anything cool going on? Have you seen any live music? Any cool bars? What's happening down in Florida?
I was down to Cabbage Patch today, and I saw a fantastic rock band playing a lot of good Lipstick and Leather. Our old podcast playing a lot of good Lipstick and Leather music.
Really?
That's a fact.
Like what stuff? What kind of stuff?
Electric Eye, Little Montrose.
Really?
Yeah, the little Kiss. They were playing some good stuff, but I have even better news.
Okay, what's that?
Tomorrow into Sunday, I am spending a little time with an old friend of ours from Naugatuck, Connecticut, Gary Chabelle, the slappy man himself.
Slappy! Oh man, that's gotta be cool. Every time that, whenever there's somebody from a different area of the country, but when we grew up all together, obviously people moved away, but when we visit certain areas, it's awesome to be able to visit people in different areas that we visit. So that's really cool.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a little sound bite from him so we can throw it on this episode.
Awesome. So I'm looking forward to his slappy soundbite.
What I'll do is I'll wait until we have a few beers in us, and then I'll throw the microphone in front of him.
Oh man, you do that, he's not going to shut up.
That's what edit is for.
Exactly. All right, man. Let's go ahead and let's get into the show. And before we actually get into the today's review of the album, let's go ahead. Let's quickly explain this concept of Spotify's Music Plus Talk. We're not going to do it for much longer after the first few episodes, but let's just kind of explain it real quickly.
Okay, there are a couple ways you could listen to this podcast. You can listen to it pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. But unless you listen to it on Spotify, you will be hearing no music. If you have a free membership of Spotify, which is very easy to sign up, we make no money on this. I'm just telling you how you can hear music with the podcast. If you have a free membership, you will get a 3-second little clip of every song that we talk about.
No, it's actually it's 30 seconds, not 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said 3 seconds. Sorry, Hollywood. But it's a 30-second clip of every song that we talk about.
We have a playlist, this all-encompassing playlist that we're going to be adding to every single time we do an episode. And this playlist is going to grow from 10 to 20 songs, 30, 50, 100 songs. And there's going to be a ton of songs over the course of time. This is going to be an awesome playlist, and we're calling it the ultimate Gen X Rockin' Mixtape Playlist. It's only going to be one playlist on our account there for Get the Fluff Out. And I almost said lipstick and leather.
I'm going to have to write that out to see what the acronym is.
Yeah.
but anyway, the other part of that is if you do have a paid subscription to Spotify, which I have no idea how much it costs, but if you do have one, you will be able to hear the entire song that we are talking about. And you could, like I said, you could hear it pretty much anywhere that you've been listening to podcasts, but Spotify is the only place you will hear music accompanying the podcast.
Right, exactly. And so, yeah, with the Spotify paid premium, there's no commercials at all. And if you're listening to the podcast, of course, you have that option of listening to the entire song. Or if you want to just skip it and just continue with listening to the talk portion of the podcast, by all means, just do whatever you want, but as long as you enjoy the show.
So, Hollywood, what do we have going tonight?
Tonight, we have the album review for Twisted Sister, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. Now, Twisted Sister, they originated in Long Island, New York back in 1972, believe it or not. And this album, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, was released June 27th, 1983. It is their second album in their catalog, so it's their sophomore effort. And the band members are the classic lineup, which is Dee Snider on lead vocals, J.J. French on guitar, Eddie Fingers Ojeda on guitar, Mark the Animal Mendoza on bass, and A.J. Pero on drums. What kind of album notes do we have there for the album You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, Dirty Jim?
We do not have a lot. This should take me about 10 seconds. It'll probably take me less time to do that than what I'm doing right now.
I was just going to say.
This album went gold, which means it sold 500,000 plus. And on the Billboard 200, it only hit number 164. And those are the notes for this album. So why don't we get right into track number 1, Hollywood? You take it.
Track number 1. The Kids Are Back. Every time I hear the opening intro of this song and the sound of the soldiers' marching feet, I always think of our friend and fellow mugger, John Karbowitz. He loved this record, and obviously, sadly, he did die a few years back from ALS. Rest in peace, John. But we had some amazing parties back in the day cranking this album at his house in his basement. And, of course, out, keg parties out in the woods and stuff like that. In fact, this is actually the first time I heard this album was at John's house. And I heard the album. He played the record. I went out the next day and I bought the cassette tape. And ever since then, I've loved this album. So to this song, The Kids Are Back, this is classic heavy rock and roll. I love this song. Dee Snider, to me, is the epitome of a great rock singer. He has both power and range along with grittiness and this great gravelly scream. And just think of Don Dokken, and Dee Snider is the complete 180-degree opposite.
I was wondering where you were going with that one.
Poor Don. Sorry, Don. We love your music, but...
Don.
Anyway, The Kids Are Back. I love the chorus. I love the solo. I love this song. It's a prime cut all the way, making it to the playlist.
I hope that when you and Frank edit this down, that A.J. Pero and John Karbowitz are sitting up there having a beer listening to it together. The Kids Are Back, for me, the song has attitude. It steadily stalks you during the verses and attacks you with the chorus. It's angry. It's awesome. It's on my playlist, and it should be on yours. It is obviously a prime cut for me also. I'm going to take track number 2, Like a Knife in the Back.
All right.
And pretty much just go back and look at my description for The Kids Are Back. It drives forward at a medium, determined pace. Just get it on your playlist and thank me later, because you need this like a knife in the back. And it's a prime cut for me.
I love it. Yeah, this song, Like a Knife in the Back, great upbeat guitar riff. I mean, this is an awesome song. The chorus is so cool, where Dee sings, "I need this like a knife in the back," just like you were singing, and at the same time, you hear both guitars doing a pick scrape down the guitar neck. I've always loved that from the first time I heard that. And this track, it actually features this heavy thumping bass line by Mark the Animal Mendoza. In fact, he plays this amazing descending bass riff right before the second verse, and then after an amazing guitar solo by Eddie Ojeda, Mark then goes up an octave higher and plays a descending bass line. It's amazing. If you were able to focus on the bass, to me, it's awesome. It's definitely making the Ultimate Gen X Rock and Mixtape playlist. It's a prime cut for Hollywood.
It's all about that bass for Hollywood.
That's right.
All right, go down to track number 3, Ride to Live, Live to Ride.
Okay, this song, it's more of a mid-tempo song, but it's a hard driving track. In fact, I think this is the driving song of the album. I mean, you just listen to the words in the chorus where Dee sings. He says, "You've got to ride to live, live to ride, feel the flames burn inside. And though you know you ride to hide, you ride to live to ride." Oh, and Dee's voice on this song is so powerful that when he sings the last chorus, he actually goes into his upper vocal register to this scream. I love it. And every time I hear the song, Dirty Jim, I actually picture you. I picture you
doing what?
I picture you on your motorcycle. There you are.
Okay, I thought you were going to say you picture me singing this, and I'm like, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
I picture you on the motorcycle there with your legs straddled across that heavy metal beast, and you have your sunglasses on, and you're cruising the Florida back roads. And I have one question for you, my friend.
Give it to me.
Wouldn't you agree that cranking this tune while riding your motorcycle must make you feel like the man that you could only hope to be?
I am very much that, because whenever I'm on that motorcycle, I definitely feel a lot tougher than I really am.
Yeah, right? But anyway, Ride to Live, Live to Ride, great song. It's making it to the playlist. It's a prime cut.
All right. I actually thought that something was coming, but I guess not. I guess that's coming further in the episode.
It shall.
Yeah, I really thought the way you were describing it, you were really giving it a how do you do.
Yeah, it was a close one.
So Ride to Live, Live to Ride. This thing comes right at you from the start and just keeps pushing forward. The chorus is good, but kind of basic, but the verses are very hard-hitting. This has no let-up, and it is my third straight prime cut, and obviously Hollywood's third straight prime cut too.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to shuffle on down to track number 4, which is the first single, I'm Me. This is an upbeat, rebellious, kind of an anthem-y rocker. And like the first 3, it doesn't let up for 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Also like the first 3, it is a positively perfect playlist prime cut.
So for me, I'm Me.
Hold on, Hollywood. You didn't notice that was a PPPP?
PP.
That's 4. That's a P to the 4th power.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was told there was be no math. I flunked algebra.
I don't even know if It is a P to the fourth power. It could be something else, but why don't you go on?
There you go. So here we go. The intro of the song is simply one heavy guitar chord, and then D starts singing 1 second into the song. I love it. In fact, I think this is actually the most pop song or poppy song on the record to me.
Definitely.
But the lyrics are the star of this song. I mean, there's so many great lines on this track, but my favorite is this, where he sings, "How I tried to please you, live the way you said, do the things like you do, like the living dead. Then the truth, it hit me, got me off my knees. It's my life I'm living. I'll live as I please." Woo! Words,
That's some powerful stuff, Hollywood.
Words of wisdom there, Mr. Snyder. It's on the playlist, and it's a prime cut.
How do you feel about track 5?
Track 5 is titled "The Power and the Glory." Now, on this song, Mark the Animal Mendoza, the bass player, he starts off the song with this slow, galloping, fingered bass line, and AJ Pero joins him in hammering a basic drum beat while D then sings the A portion of verse before heavy guitars actually join in on the B portion of the verse. But then, at 1 minute and 15 seconds, something special happens. This song just takes off to another level, and it speeds up double time. And I think this song actually has the most powerful chorus. And I mean, it says it right there in the chorus, the title. "I've got the power and the glory." And D's vocals soar into space while AJ Pero just plays double bass drums underneath. And this is actually one of those tracks that most people probably have never heard of, but they're going to hear it now because it's a prime cut and it's on the ultimate rockin' playlist.
Wow. All right. So the power and the glory for me, for about 1 minute and 15 seconds, this was a slow and steady, song with a little attitude. Then it flipped a switch to an aggressive rocker.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some punch, but for me, it's just missing a little something that the other songs had previous, but it's not lacking enough to send it to Fluffy Town. But it does fall a little short of a prime cut for me. I have it as a deep cut.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
And I want it. I knew, because the rules that we came up with, that if one of us says it's a deep cut and one of us says it's a fluff cut, it does not go on the playlist.
Right.
But I knew at the very worst that you were at least going to deep cut it, and I knew I was going to deep cut it, and I knew that this was going to make the playlist no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like you said, there's probably a lot of people out there who have not heard it.
Yeah, and here's the thing, too. When we start getting a whole bunch of albums together, and when you have 200 songs, 300 songs on a playlist, and every now and then you're going to start hearing these songs that you may have never even heard of, but you're going to be so surprised how awesome that playlist is going to be, because you're going to be like, wow, I never heard this song. Hollywood and Dirty Jim talked about this one. Great song. So that's what we're doing here. Public service.
It's our gift to you. All right, I'm going to move down to track number 6, We're Gonna Make It. And, if you did a side-by-side comparison of the first 15 seconds of this song and Sammy Hagar's 1982 hit, There's Only One Way to Rock, it's not identical, but there are very peculiar similarities.
I'll have to check
and
that out.
Even throughout, you could hear the guitar riff. They're very close. You got to hear it. I hope I didn't just start a little trouble for D and the boys. But anyway, the best way I could describe this song is a straightforward, hard-hitting rocker. It's a keeper. I'm back on the prime cut side with We're Gonna Make It.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think the main riff to me, it's just a simple, classic heavy metal riff. I mean, I totally dig the music, and as well as the meaning behind the song about never giving up on pursuing your dreams. It's basically the power of positivity in a rock and roll song. It's a prime cut. It's making the playlist as well.
All right. What do you feel about I've Had Enough, track number 7?
Okay, so I've Had Enough. Here again, AJ Pero and Mark Mendoza again take center stage during the verses, kind of playing this steady rockin' shuffle beat with bass and drums. I dig the song. It has a really cool melodic guitar solo, but for me, it's not their best on the album. It's not one of those ultimate right away, it has to be on the prime cut list, but I do love the song, but it's going on the deep cut list.
We are seeing eye to eye on this one. It's rock and roll. It's not heavy, but it is good stuff. It doesn't stand out, but it's far from a throwaway. I'm also taking it as a deep cut, so I guess it will be on our Get the Fluff Out, Gen X, that whole big thing you said before, playlist.
You gotta learn.
Right.
You gotta learn the name of it. It's called the Ultimate Gen X Rockin' Mixtape Playlist. Say it.
Yeah, I don't gotta learn anything. I'm me.
Go ahead. I'll
Right.
take you alive, dude.
All right. Track number 8, I'll Take You Alive. This one, it attacks you. It's nipping at your heels, taunting you all the way. In your head, you just want to believe that if this thing catches you, it will only take you alive. But it's so aggressive that you don't trust it, which is probably a good decision. And another good decision is making this a prime cut. But also, this is my Strong Island Sisterhood GTFO chapter song of the album.
Hey, you looking at my chopper? You touching my bike? Get out of Strong Island and go back to the boonies or wherever you and your mother came from.
Yeah, go ahead, get out of here. You better watch out for the Sisterhood GTFO chapter.
What was that again? You gotta repeat that.
My Strong Island Sisterhood GTFO chapter song of the album.
Okay, it's because they're from Long Island. You said Strong Island.
That's
Obviously,
how they do. That's how they do in Long Island.
GTFO, Get the Fluff Out. And then what was the last part?
Chapter. Like
Chapter.
we're a little, it's like a gang.
Got it. All right. Okay, so for me, I'll Take You Alive. Here's another just fast, heavy guitar riff with just a basic title repeating chorus. I mean, that's all it is. I'll take you alive. Dun, dun, I'll take you alive. But again, Dee's vocals are so powerful that he makes even a simple chorus sound amazing. And to me, I really think that Dee Snider is one of the top 5 classic hard rock heavy metal singers of all time. I'll say that. I have a list right here of my top 5, and I'm laying it down. It's Rob Halford, number 1, Ronnie James Dio, number 2, Jeff Tate, 3, number 4, Dee Snider, number 5, Bruce Dickinson. And those are my top 5 classic metal singers of all time.
I like it.
That's a good list.
Yes, sir.
Let's move on. Number 9.
I don't think you did you say what you were going to do with I'll Take You Alive?
Oh, I guess I didn't. It's a prime cut. It's making the playlist.
All right. You went off on a little tangent like we were doing the Lipstick and Leather podcast all over again.
Exactly.
All right.
I lost myself.
Track number 9, The Ballad. What do you think?
Ooh, The Ballad. The ballad's called You're Not Alone, Suzette's Song. Now, this is the power ballad of the album, and Dee wrote this song for his wife, Suzette. And they've actually been married since 1981. Dude,
Yeah, he met her when she was like underage.
Yeah, she was like a teenager in the clubs, and they got married when she was 21 years old.
That's cool.
But they've been together now 41 years as a rock and roll couple. Dude, that's a long time. Didn't get divorced or anything.
No kidding.
So, but basically, this song, it's a love song from Dee to Suzette with a touch of heavy rock. I like it. It's not a prime cut for me, but I do dig the song. It is a deep cut. It's not going to Fluffy Town.
There's absolutely nothing that I could say that you didn't already say, because I basically had almost everything you said in little bits of what I have here. So also with me, it is a deep cut. It's not a great ballad, but it does work for me. I like it, and it will be on the playlist. All right, we are already on track number 10, the final song of the album, which is You Can't Stop Rock and Roll, and it was the third single, and I'm going to prolong the inevitable because we all know where this one's going. But back when I was a quote unquote singer in a band with my friend Hollywood, I used to blow my already strained vocals out on this one many times. I actually remember doing this one. Specifically, I remember the one time we were in Craig Pisani's basement doing this song.
All right.
And I did like doing this song because I thought we sounded pretty good on it.
Absolutely.
But boy, man, Dee Snider's got a little something special that I definitely do not have. But this one rocks hard and fast. It's a huge concert favorite. This absolutely has prime cut status and needs to be played loud. It is a prime cut for me.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, just like Dirty Jim said, we both played in this band, this high school band. It was actually, we called it DEF CON. And the members of that band, you had Mike Heston on second guitar, Rich DiCarlo on bass, and Craig Pisani on drums, Dirty Jim on vocals, and myself on lead guitar. So we played a whole bunch of really cool songs from the 80s, some 70s songs back then. When was this, Jim? 85, 86 when we were doing it? 80, somewhere around there, right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
We were still
a long time ago.
Yeah, we were still in high school. We graduated. We were still playing a little bit. But I mean, not only is this a great song to listen to, but I mean, really, it was an awesome song to play as a band. And I remember I loved playing that opening, that powerful opening riff, and it was awesome. I got the guitar out.
Oh, boy. I'm like, what is he doing over there? There was a big hesitation, and then I said, oh, he's going to show off now.
Here we go. There we go. Remember that?
Yeah, you probably thought that I was going to come in there, but I decided, nope.
You pick and choose your battles, especially now at 54 years of age.
That's right.
Yeah, but this is a great song. I mean, I love it. The solo is one of my favorites, and I think halfway through the solo, I love where the rhythm and the tempo changed. It changed to a slower, heavier beat. This is just, to me, the epitome of a hard rock anthem. And it's my favorite song on the album, and therefore I claim it as my bodacious bitchin' track of the album.
Bodacious
Bitchin'.
And it's absolutely going on the ultimate Gen X Rockin' Mixtape playlist. It's a prime cut for Hollywood.
I knew it would be, and obviously, since song 10 came along and you didn't have a favorite, what I did was I used a process of elimination because I'm very smart like that. And I knew this would be your favorite. Yeah, you're not very good at math, but I am very good at the math.
Yes, Einstein. All right. Dude. That's 10 songs, 10 awesome songs from Twisted Sister. I mean, most people, they really know We're Not Gonna Take It and I Wanna Rock. But man, these songs on this album, dude, a lot of people haven't heard this stuff. And when it makes it to the playlist and they hear it, they're going to be like surprised.
Hollywood, this is their second album. It comes right after their first one and right before their third one.
That's the math. Yes, that's correct. I had to pause for a second and think about it.
Like, what's this idiot saying? You're ruining the podcast.
Wow, dude. So we went right through You Can't Stop Rock and Roll by Twisted Sister. That was an awesome album review. And we're looking forward to the next one. So, Dirty Jim, what amazing music will we be reviewing next time?
Well, before I say that, let's just say that was 10 songs and every single one is making the playlist.
Absolutely.
All right, next time. And just know that the companion episode to this episode will be Blind Melon's debut album. But in 15 days from right now, if you're listening to it when it first came out, you will be hearing the Beatles' Rubber Soul album from 1965 and Queensryche Empire from 1990.
Ooh, dude, talk about a variety of music there. I mean, like today we did Twisted Sister, and then at the same time we're posting Blind Melon, two completely different bands. And then coming up in a couple weeks, the Beatles and then Queensryche. I'm loving this new format, and I'm loving how we're mixing up different styles of music. But to us, this is all the stuff that we love listening to growing up. So I love it.
Yeah, put me on the list of loving it too, Hollywood.
There you go. You're on the list.
Why don't you tell them where they can contact us?
Okay, so guys, first of all, we want to make sure that if you like what you're listening to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on Spotify. It's that heart button to make sure that you get notified every time that an episode is released. And whatever platform you're on, there's a version of subscription that you can go ahead to make sure that it gets downloaded right to your favorite podcast player. And that way you can hear it every 1st and the 15th of the month. But if you'd like to get in contact with us with whatever comments or suggestions, you could send an email to us at getthefluffoutpodcast@gmail.com. That's getthefluffoutpodcast@gmail.com. And as well, feel free to comment also on our social media channels. We have different ones on Facebook, on Instagram, and Twitter. And you could simply search for us and find us at Get the Fluff Out Podcast. That's how you'll find us.
Also, some of our sound effects were from a site called zapsplat.com, zapsplat.com. And part of our intro, the music involved in that, was from a site called looperman.com. We used 2 tracks together. One was called the Drum Loop. One is a drum loop from HP Records, which is called Vintage Kit 2. And the other one is a guitar loop from Geomoon, and it's called Groovy Rock Guitars Loop Riff.
And then, obviously, for all you guys who listen to the Lipstick and Leather podcast faithfully, the ending music that we used for that podcast, we're bringing it over here as well, because that music that you heard all the time on Lipstick and Leather and now on Get the Fluff Out is music that both Dirty Jim and I wrote back in the 80s in our band called Forced Entry. Now, this was East Coast Forced Entry, not Seattle or West Coast Forced Entry, the band that actually released albums. We didn't release any albums. We only had a 4-song demo tape, but one of those songs, we're using the music as the ending outro music. So enjoy that. That's from our band Forced Entry from 1988. Okay, who else do we want to thank? Oh, Frankie, we want to thank, well, not Frankie the cat, Frank, our engineer.
Thank you, Frank.
There you go. Again, Frank, what's up with the rude gestures to Dirty Jim? Dude, I gotta videotape him next time so I could send you a little video clip.
Don't want to see it.
All right, guys, so we want to thank everyone for carving out some time in your busy schedule to listen to the Get the Fluff Out podcast and to get a little Gen X nostalgic with us. So with that being said, Dirty Jim, we just got the fluff out.
Yeah, we did.